Hey guys, Dangerous Dictionary here, and the day is finally here. In today's video, we will be analyzing my girl Tiamat. For y'all who know, Tiamat is my favorite titan in the entire Monsterverse. She has an amazing design, cool abilities, and was hibernating in Atlanta, Georgia, which is exactly where I was born. Tiamat was an extremely popular titan after her debut in Godzilla Dominion. This will probably be my favorite video on my channel, so if you are ready, sit back and relax as I discuss Titaness Tiamat. Tiamat has a serpent body, two large purple pectoral fins near her head, and a strong tail at the end of her body. She has several light blue spines sticking out of both her pectoral fins. Tiamat has sharp purple scales from her head all the way to her tail and has several light blue fins running down her body. Her head has a purple and blue coloration with 4 blue barbels in total. She has 2 on the end of her snout, and the other 2 are behind her eyes. She also sports razor-sharp teeth, yellow eyes that can glow, and several other light blue appendages on her head. What is most interesting about Tiamat is her bioluminescent skin. Because of the bioluminescence, all the blue scales and fins on her body will glow a bright teal color, and even some of the purple scales will slightly glow a bright teal. Tiamat's design is by far my favorite in the entire Monsterverse, and in my opinion, the bioluminescent skin was an amazing design idea. It was confirmed that Tiamat was 847 feet long, but in Godzilla Dominion, she was way bigger. After estimating and calculating several images, I concluded that Tiamat is around 1,400 feet long. I'm not sure why she changed size so quickly, but most likely her outpost was too small, and once she escaped, she was able to continue growing. Her weight is unknown, but because of her serpent build, she is definitely lighter than Godzilla and other bulky titans, so I put her weight at around 70,000 tons. Tiamat's long length plus her heavy weight allows her to tightly constrict her opponents with amazing efficiency. Tiamat is very muscular despite her serpentine build and is physically stronger than Godzilla underwater, as we see her push Godzilla back and overpowers him after both of them charge at each other. In Godzilla x Kong, we see Tiamat found a new home with plenty of energy to feed on while staying out of Godzilla's way. After Godzilla senses energy and Tiamat is feeding on it, he wastes no time going over there and attacks her. Tiamat then comes out with the coldest Titan entrance in the Monsterverse. She has a grayish-purple skin and pink eyes capable of glowing. She now flexes a pink bioluminescent glow rather than a teal one. She has 3 rows of webbed spines that run down her body and equally spread out. Tiamat now has 2 arms and 2 legs, but because Tiamat most likely wasn't done evolving, her arms and legs were short and didn't serve much of a purpose. There are now only 4 appendages on Tiamat's head, and they now serve the purpose of restraining whatever Tiamat is biting. Tiamat in Godzilla x Kong is also way bigger than she was in Godzilla Dominion. Though she is the same length of 1,400 feet, her serpentine body is way more bulky, increasing her weight. Because the diameter of her body is way larger, I estimated her weight to be 90,000 tons. Tiamat is an extremely aggressive titan and is very territorial, as we see her attack Godzilla without hesitation. She isn't scared to get up and close with her opponents and is an extremely violent fighter. Though Tiamat is a dangerous fighter, she isn't stupid and knows when a battle is lost. After Godzilla managed to get the upper hand on Tiamat, she realized that her life was in serious danger. After realizing the danger she was in, Tiamat submitted to Godzilla in order to save herself from being killed. Thankfully, Tiamat was smart enough to ditch her aggressive behavior and submit, because if she didn't, I don't think my girl would have survived. Monarch has even labeled Tiamat as a destroyer due to her violent and destructive nature. She is a very skilled combatant and utilizes her abilities perfectly and when necessary. While she is good in combat, she did make a bad move which cost her life. In Godzilla x Kong, we see Godzilla bites Tiamat, and in return, she bites him. but instead she aims for the head. If Tiamat didn't bite Godzilla's head, she wouldn't have died so quickly and would have put up a longer and better fight. You can tell that Tiamat didn't completely want to fight Godzilla, but instead drive him away. After Tiamat wraps around Godzilla instead of continuing to attack him, she tried to swim away with him. Tiamat only does strike Godzilla after he tears a chunk of flesh from her body. Tiamat has many weapons and abilities that makes her one of the most powerful titans in the Monsterverse. She has proven to be the most powerful titan in the ocean and is even more powerful than Godzilla himself when in the water. Tiamat's sharp scales make her almost impossible to attack without the opponent damaging themselves. These scales were able to pierce Godzilla's skin easily, showing us how sharp these scales truly are, since military missiles and weaponry weren't even able to leave a mark on Godzilla's skin. Tiamat's more useful ability is her phosphorus ink that she spits from her mouth, which is used to blind her opponents. Like all of Tiamat's abilities, the phosphorus ink works perfectly in water, as we see it unaffected by the water and works flawlessly against Godzilla. Tiamat has an elemental ability known as hydrokinesis that allows her to control water at will and create things such as whirlpools to pull in prey and opponents. She can even use her hydrokinesis to pull in flying titans from the sky, such as Ghidorah or Rodan. Her hydrokinesis also allows her to shoot titans out the sky with water. Tiamat can jump out the water and stay airborne for a long period of time due to her pectoral fins. Tiamat has electrogenic cells within her body that hold electricity, and she can discharge the electricity at will, similar to an electric eel. The electricity running through Tiamat's body can electrocute any titan that touches her or pierces her skin. Though she can control this electricity at will and chooses when she wants to utilize it, which is why Godzilla doesn't get electrocuted when he touches her. She can transfer electricity to her bite as well to cause extra trauma. When Tiamat discharges electrical currents, she is capable of raising the water's temperature to extreme heats, burning or killing any titans she is fighting. When discharging her electricity, it can create electrical superstorms. These storms are so strong, they even rival Ghidorah's Category 6 storms. It's been stated that Tiamat leaves the ocean and goes onto land in order to feed on electricity, though it's currently not known what she feeds on in order to gain electricity. She is also capable of mimicking the sounds of other creatures with her tendrils in order to lure in prey and other titans. Monarch came to the chilling discovery that Tiamat was able to mimic the sound of human voices. Tiamat's ability to mimic the sounds of other creatures is known as her Titan song, and it was stated that Tiamat would lots of times create hungry clicks after doing her Titan song. This was most likely Tiamat trying to lure Monarch employees in an attempt to eat them, since we know she can mimic the sounds of human voices. All of these weapons and abilities have allowed Tiamat to be stronger than many titans, including Godzilla himself, and make her one of the most powerful titans in the Monsterverse. Though Tiamat is stronger than Godzilla and beats him in almost every category when in water, there are forms such as thermonuclear, subatomic, and supercharged that would definitely kill Tiamat in combat with almost little effort. It is worth noting that Godzilla was extremely tired when facing Tiamat. At the same time, Tiamat was beating Godzilla with no difficulty, so if Godzilla was at 100%, Tiamat would definitely put up an amazing fight, and she would most likely win most encounters. Tiamat is no pushover on land either and can fight on land for long periods of time. All of Tiamat's abilities are able to work on land as well, still making her a dangerous threat. I also have to mention Tiamat's amazing durability and resistance. After the water current saved Godzilla and takes both him and Tiamat to land, he is finally able to get the upper hand on Tiamat. Godzilla then stomps majority of his body weight on Tiamat's head against the solid rock ground. After Godzilla lifts his foot, we see Tiamat wasn't even fazed by Godzilla stomping his body weight on her head. She didn't show any signs of pain and got up almost instantly after Godzilla lifted his foot off her head. This is an amazing durability and resistance feat for Tiamat, as many other titans such as the female Muto and Kong were clearly in physical pain when Godzilla performs his stomp attack. We know this stomp Godzilla performed was powerful because the rock ground underneath Tiamat's head shattered. So the fact Tiamat took the stomp of a 90,000-ton titan without showing any signs of pain is extremely impressive. In the Monsterverse and Justice League crossover comic, we see Godzilla and Tiamat face off in their base forms. While the comic isn't canon to the Monsterverse, Tiamat and Godzilla still have all their abilities and remain the same, so the fight is a reliable source when determining who is the stronger titan. People constantly use the excuse that Tiamat is weak because she fought Godzilla when he was weak and tired, but the Justice League comic proves otherwise. In the comic, Tiamat goes toe-to-toe with Godzilla at full energy, and she was putting up an amazing fight. Her fight was cut short, though, when part of the Justice League kicked in and removed her from the battle. People can argue that this fight doesn't count since it's not canon to the Monsterverse. But creators of the Monsterverse helped with this comic. And since Godzilla and Tiamat are both the same, and in their base forms, it's safe to say we can use this fight for confirmation as to who has a better chance at winning in a fight. After watching this video, many of you may understand why Tiamat is my favorite titan in the Monsterverse. I really hope we can see Tiamat in future Monsterverse installments by showing her in a flashback. I really hope Tiamat has the ability to revive from the dead because she held so much potential in the Monsterverse. If we are lucky, us Monsterverse fans can get Legendary to bring Tiamat back. Similar to how fans were able to riot and get Barricade back into the Bayverse after he was killed in Dark of the Moon. Tiamat will most likely forever be my favorite titan in the Monsterverse, and I hope this video taught you more about this titan. Like always, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next dangerous video.